Very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome back to physics class on electricity, class 10th as per CBSE syllabus. We are sharing this video for education purposes only on behalf of Ambition Vedic classes. So in previous class, we have studied about series resistances and resistances in parallel. We saw that whenever resistances are in series, the equivalent resistance, which means uh, the replacing all the resistances. If 100 resistances are present, then we replace 100 resistances with only one resistance, single resistance, which is known as equivalent resistance. Also, we have seen in parallel combination that resistance, the equivalent resistance, is always less for parallel combination and it is always greater for series combination. We have also seen that wherever resistance is less, the current is more according to Ohm's law. We have seen that V is equals to I into R. So in today's class we are going to see some basic concepts of electricity, which is very useful and it will come in use till we study physics. Okay, so let's start. So first thing, we should be very clear with what is the meaning of heating effect of electric current. Okay, in previous classes, in maybe in 8th standard or 9th standard, you would have seen that whenever an electric current flows through a wire or passes through a conductor, two things happen. Number one, it produces something called heating effect. Whenever a current is passed through the wire gets heated. That is what is used. This property of electric current is used to produce bulbs and tube lights. Not tube lights, but bulbs actually. Okay, which works, and electric iron which we use in our houses, everything works on electric current. The second important effect is magnetic effect of electric current. So whenever a current is passed through the wire, it also starts behaving like a magnet, which we will see in the coming classes in the next lesson. There is also a third effect to it, which is called chemical effect of electric current. Whenever a current is passed through a liquid material or an electrolyte, there are some chemical reactions that takes place when a current is passed through a liquid conductor. Okay, but today we'll be talking about only heating effect of electric current. So we know that whenever electric current is passed through the wire, it produces heat. The wire gets heated or it produces heat energy. And I hope all of you are very clear with how this heat energy is produced. So what is current? Basically, current is nothing but flow of electrons. So electrons, they flow, they move from negative terminal to positive terminal, because when the electrons are moving through the wire, they undergo collision with the atoms which are present in the conductor, and because of this collision the electron loses all its speed, and in turn it produces heat energy. This is what is the concept with the filament of a bulb, right? So how this electric filament work, energy which is used to produce the heat, how it is calculated, that we will see. In brief, we can say that whenever an electric current is passed through the wire gets heated because of collision of the electrons. Now this effect, which is the effect of producing heat energy, is known as heating effect of electric current, right? That we have already discussed how this effect is produced because of movement of electrons through the wire. That is what we know. Then whenever there is electrons colliding with the atoms, the kinetic energy, the speed with which electron is traveling, becomes almost zero after collision, right? And then the cell basically pushes the electrons to move again. So the energy which is lost during the collision, it gets converted into heat energy, right? Now a very simple and easy way to calculate this heat energy, which is produced in the wire, which also produces light energy. Heat energy gets converted into light energy inside a bulb filament. So amount of heat energy which is produced in the conductor or maybe in a wire or a resistor through which the electrons are moving, it is obtained using Joule's law of heating. Andre Joules was the person to produce this law. So Joule's law of heating effect, this is the very easiest way to put or to calculate heat energy produced, or we can also say heat energy lost. Okay, because heat energy is getting converted into light energy sometimes. Okay, or it is getting transferred to the atmosphere. So the heat energy which is produced or lost means there is another term for lost which is called dissipated. So dissipation means lost. Okay, and produced means where we are trying to generate heat energy. For example, heating a beaker on the gas will make the water boil, gets heated up, so that is producing heat energy, converting into one form to another. Fine. So Joule's law of heating, that is what we will see. Now what is this Joule's law of heating? The simplest and easiest way is, first remember the statement. Okay, so the Joule's law of heating says that the heat which is produced in a resistance on a wire or inside a wire, heat produced in a resistance or inside a wire, it is directly proportional to three things. Number one, square of the current which is flowing through the current, or we can say square of the magnitude, but because it is square we don't worry about anything, we simply say current. So heat produced in a resistor is directly proportional to square of the current, capital I, which is flowing through the resistor. Number one. Number two, it is also proportional to the resistance of the given current. That means the resistance, how much resistance is produced. If the resistor is of 10 ohms, less heat will be dissipated or lost or produced, and if the resistor is of 100 ohm, then obviously it will produce more resistance. So it also depends on capital R, the resistance of the wire for the given current. If we are producing less current, the resistance will be obviously little lesser. Fine. Then the third one is time. It is also very important for how much time we are allowing the current to flow through it, because for a very small time the current will produce only little heat. But if we for example, if we keep on heating a beaker on a gas, if we heat the beaker for very short time, water will become medium warm, and then again if we keep on heating, it may even start boiling. So it also depends on time. So Joule's law of heating says that heat produced in a resistor or inside a wire is directly proportional to, number one, square of the current value which is flowing through the resistor, resistance of for the wire for the given current, and time. So heat, this is how it is written: H is equals to I square. So first property is square of the current, second is resistance, and the third is time. So heat energy which is produced in a resistor, it is directly proportional to square of the current. Fine. It is also directly proportional to resistance and directly proportional to time. So everything is coming in numerator itself. Okay, or in easy way we can remember it like this. So heat energy is directly proportional to heat energy lost or heat energy produced, capital H, is directly proportional to square of the current. Number two, it is also directly proportional to resistance for the given current. Any current which is flowing through the wire, if the wire has a resistance capital R, the current will produce that much of resistance. Okay, and number three, it is the time. It also depends on time. For how much time the beaker is getting heated on a gas will decide how much the water inside the beaker is heated, at what temperature the water inside the beaker is. So H is equals to I square R into T. That is what is called Joule's law of heating. So then how this expression is obtained? derivation. The derivation for Joule's law of heating effect. Okay, for that we need to consider few points. Number, for example, let's say there is a electric circuit, okay, or electric connection through which the current I, so let I is current through the, flowing through the connection which is having resistance R, number one. Number two, let's say V is the potential difference which is across the resistor. We have discussed that potential difference is always measured between 2 points with the help of a voltmeter. And if we want to measure a current, then we need to connect the ammeter in series. So let I is the current which is flowing through the resistor. V is the potential difference which is produced across R, and let T is the time for which the electrons equal to total charge Q are flowing through it. Fine. Then what is the work done? Because we know that work done to move electrical charges, or which is also known as heat energy. So work done produced to move electrons is same as equal to heat energy dissipated. Okay, because work done moves all the electrons, but these electrons they collide with the atoms and they lose their energy. Then we have to do again work to keep them moving. Once electrons start moving, work done is very less. So here work done, energy in doing work is same equal to energy in producing heat energy, or heat energy which is lost. That is what we should be knowing.